Okay, so 58 days away from surgery. Nice little quick video. Our makeup's messed up. I could touch up the other side, or I could just go for a Clockwork Orange type look. I could pull off either. I don't really care. I do whatever I want. Um, I'm gonna try to go talk to a local girly that I just ran into recently. I don't know if they're single. I kind of hope that they're single. If they're not single, um, friends are always nice, you know. Um, so my car's still having issues. I probably shouldn't be driving it around. I know I shouldn't be driving it around. It could potentially lead into further steering component issues, but we're going to do it because we're going to do it yet again. We've gone 2 days now. I still have to go out to work Friday, Saturday before taking it down for repairs. Because what is life but a gamble? And I love myself enough to love somebody else. I know I'm at that point in my life again. I've been at that point in my life for some time. I just haven't been able to find like anybody local enough for something real. I mean, there's so many long distance girlies that would be amazing for me. I feel like there's some local girlies, somewhat local girlies, but I don't think they actually want to hang out with me. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know, kind of one of those situations. It's like, yeah, if my car could go a further distance, I could hang out with a lot of other individuals. I mean, there's a couple, people that I'm interested in that, like, in some degree, like, right? And things could go further, I guess. I don't know. It's frustrating, right? It's dating in this lifestyle is frustrating, and I just kind of want to, like, I don't know, not be lonely anymore. We're like I said, 58 days from surgery. Like, it's coming up sooner than later. I had a sore throat for days. I'm super paranoid about getting sick. I have vaccinations for the flu, pneumonia, COVID booster. Is that going to stop like a common cold? No. Do I have to wash my hands all the time? Absolutely. I have a sister that's a nurse that comes over and like doesn't disclose that they're sick whenever they come over. So it's like it's a little bit of like kind of quarantining myself before surgery. So January 23rd, so I have to be symptom free. I could get sick but be symptom free like up to a week beforehand, to my understanding. I might be told something a little bit different when I go for my um, evaluation, like the anesthesia team doing the physical, et cetera, kind of thing. It might give me a little bit of different guidelines, but we'll see where that's at. I've also read online, like, oh, if you have like a slightly runny nose and slightly sore throat and it gets better a couple days before surgery, you should be okay, as long as it's nothing like full blown kind of thing. I tend to be the person that gets sick all the time. I do have an autoimmune thing going on, so it's like really difficult for me right now to like be comfortable and confident with that. We also have this Slenderman story going on that it's like, okay, there's two transgender individuals going on with the story. Like, one of them, I believe, is in custody, and they weren't trans when the incident happened. And then like this girl was just like released on like not good behavior. They weren't released. They were sent to like a halfway house kind of thing, or I don't remember exactly. It's something like that. It's not even like that big of a news story, but at the same time, I feel like it could be getting bigger. I feel like it could be weaponized against like the community kind of thing. And then we have like a 43-year-old trans person that like picked them up and like, oh, they were scared of me initially, something along those lines. Is like, and like, again, not full representation of the entire trans community. It's unfortunate that we cherry pick the news. Literally since the Charlie Kirk incident, I've seen at least 500 cis white men that have like done some really weird stuff, like certain child this, certain child that, certain like, okay, and this one goes into it, and this one does it, and there's this mass shoot, and then like, oh, and these threats and these allegations of like, and it's just never ending. But like, if you want to cherry pick things, there's been like, now there's a story with two trans people. A little bit scary. Is it going to go anywhere? Probably not, because there's not like any like violent anything going on in the story. It's just so frustrating because we're going to go back to like, oh, and this trans violence stuff is really kicking up lately. No, it's not. You're not paying attention enough. And what you are paying attention to is the Twitter leaked Russian MAGA accounts. And that's like your whole center of like understanding of like, what's going on in the world. And it's just like this fabrication to destroy the United States from the inside out, essentially. Our rights than yours. Oh, but what rights do you have? What rights did you lose that whatever, like what are transgender rights are human rights, because once we lose them, then you start losing yours and the protections get a little weaker. But whatever, whatever. Let's see our healthcare get banned. Let's see your healthcare get banned. You obviously don't care about your own well-being. You obviously don't care about other people's um health and well-being when you like to spread like the anti-trans rhetoric stuff. If you're that type of person, I'm not saying everybody is, but it's really weird. It's really bizarre. People are still hyper laser focused on us. These 3 out of 10 looking guys that are just like so like fixated on like trans people. It's like, you have not gone through our trials. I will say it one last time. So I'm gonna go try to get a freaking girlfriend today, or as soon as like this person's around and available or whatever, that I can chat with them again. Okay, I'll get into this story just a little bit. A local health food store. There's been a couple girlies that have worked there. I think there's a cis girl that has a crush on me that works out there. And I don't want to like hurt their feelings. So like it's also a little bit awkward because of that, because they invited me out for ice cream one time, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know, and like I keep things really brief with them, and I just feel like, maybe I should like, be friends with them, but at the same time I just never like made the time to like do that, and just not like super in my interest. I mean, it would be nice to have more friends kind of thing, but all that aside, there was this one girlie that started working out there about a year ago. I knew them from online a little bit. I knew some of their friends from online. I met some of their friends. I've hung out with some of their friends, kind of thing. Ultimately, we never actually hung out. They ended up moving to the city, kind of thing. And so they like the city. I still would kind of like to get to the city myself. It seems like a lot better area than living out in the middle of nowhere with the rednecks out here. But at the same time, people don't bother me for the most part. There have been some incidents at work, like I said, and just like, what can you do? Nothing like too crazy though. No like major like threats or anything. So like that's nice. The only threats I really get are like online. Anyway, there was a second girlie that started working there. And by the way, that like in the entirety of me going to this health food store, there has never been like other trans girls like working there. So it was just like this uptick, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I don't feel as lonely, but like I still kind of feel as lonely still, because I never actually really hung out with any of them. This other girlie started working there, and they had more outlandish wear, like kind of, and I wear outlandish stuff sometimes too, but like not like the same type of things and stuff and such kind of thing. I don't know. Plus they're younger. I just never really felt like talking to them so much. Or it just never like, so yeah, like mutually, I think we like understand like each other, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't really know. Anyway, so I went to the health food store 2 days ago, and I walk in, and then like I'm like, oh, hi. Like in my head, I'm just like, and there's somebody that has like a fairly normal kind of wear on, and just overall just like carries himself pretty good. I don't know, there's like this moment where it got for me to be like, oh, am I like crushing at first sight kind of thing? I don't do this so often. This is weird. And so I'm still dealing with like the butterfly kind of thing, but I don't know if they're single. I don't know if that even matters. I'd still like to have some friends kind of thing. That's where we're kind of at with that. And so like I grabbed my food, I made sure to get into their like register line and whatever, and like I was gonna like say, oh yeah, like your makeup, and like I was gonna like do like a little other small talk, and then I was also thinking like, do I try to get their number right now? But like at the same time, that seems like too straightforward. I've done that in the past, that I've like given people my number and then like they act like they're gonna hit me up, then they don't hit me up, then I find them online on like something else, like different dating apps or whatever, and they block me, and then it's like, is it me? And it's like it just hits me in a weird way kind of thing. So it's like I know some of the people that I've run into who have had like drug habits and like maybe they weren't in the right frame of mind. I know there was a point last year where I went and met this one girly, and they freaking, I was like, I just did blood work. I was like super dehydrated from my Spiro when I was taking Spiro. And I had like so much coffee in my system. And then I ended up just like, I couldn't like talk. I just kept like getting, I bought like the driest sandwich possible. It's like Reuben sandwich or something. It's the worst decision. And they're like, oh, this isn't what I expected kind of thing. So I have like these lingering in the back of my mind. I'm also like, I think considerate toward other people's feelings kind of thing. So I don't want to like just like straight up like be a certain way or like be too aggressive kind of thing. That's not exactly my style either. Um so yeah, whenever I got to the register, I was just like, yeah, this gum, I really like this gum. I'm addicted to it. And it's like they're like, oh yeah, the spearmint's so much better than the peppermint. And I was buying two of the spearmint. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, and like then I was like, I quit smoking like a few years back, and now I'm just addicted to gum kind of thing, which is true. And it's like, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like I did the right thing by having a little bit of small talk, but at the same time, like maybe I could have said more. Because of the car situation, everything is on like a fragile alliance. I kind of feel like if they are single, I don't want to wait until like somebody else asks them out and kind of be like, oh, no, I'm disappointed that I didn't, like, yet again lost a chance of like connecting with someone. Or even if it isn't quite that, I still would love to have like more IRL friends. It's hard enough for like people in this community, especially outside of the city, to like actually make connections like that and actually be able to go out and hang out with somebody kind of thing. And wish me luck. Back on it again today. Going to work Friday, Saturday. Um, Probably going to stop into the store just to buy something small those days and just try to see, are they there kind of thing. And yeah, I don't want to like overly like overdo it, right? I don't want to like show up every day and be like, oh hey, I'm back again kind of thing. But at the same time, this is going to be day 3, and then if I go those next 2 days, it's like I could have ordered some food online. It would have been like cheaper, easier to grab like some essentials, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm having a little bit of fun. So sue me. Anyway, until the next video, we're getting that much closer to surgery. And like I said, I'm just like, I'm super paranoid about germs. I have this tooth pain. Oh yeah. So yeah, I had this tooth pain that I was scheduling to try to get like a root canal and a crown on. Trying to see if insurance will cover it. It may not cover it. It may cover it because it may be considered medically necessary because I have the surgery coming up. So we will see. But I went to schedule that yesterday. I called my dentist. They referred me to the other line. The other people called me, and they were like, okay, so we could get you in December 1st, which is the day I'm having my car worked on, or the next earliest day is January 22nd, a day before surgery, for an evaluation appointment, not getting work done at all, just to evaluate it. I'm like, I have to do December 1st. So this is now like, I hate that I can't drive myself down for that. I have to like get a ride for it, and it's gonna, there's nobody that does dentistry like that in my area. So I have to, again, go to the city for this. This is like an hour drive. It's going to be a snowy day, probably, maybe. Frustrating. It's always frustrating. My nerves are like always just like, and so I am in this fragile alliance, very specific timeline of everything needing to work out and play out just like perfectly. I'm sliding on thin ice, and I'm just trying to make it all work. And if I make it all work, I freaking deserve it. That's how I feel about this. So yeah, this ended up being a little longer than I thought. Typically is. I really thought I was just doing a couple minute video here, but that's what's going on in my life. Things are ever changing, and it's always just something. So I will see you in the next one. Yeah.